So while we were headed out to the Mojave Desert, because I wanted to shoot a couple of scenes there on my upcoming film, I realized that we were headed to the lands where the Yokut Indians were, the natives to Nevada and California, right? Who later on were put in slavery. So me and my team, we went out, and I want them to share that experience with me, being on native grounds and whatnot, and give you a brief history of the Yokut tribe.
What's going on, family? We live, Mojave Desert, filming the next scene to Blood on the Rocks.
So this is a picture of a Yokut warrior. Um, they enslaved the Yokut tribe when they found gold in Nevada and California during the gold rush days, right? And the funny thing about that was they couldn't tell the difference between the African slaves who just came to America and the dark-skinned native tribes who was already here, right? As you see this Yokut woman and her two babies, right? Her two children. They didn't so they enslaved everybody, whether you were a native to America, whether you were African just getting over here, whether you was a Moor who came over here during the Inquisition when the Moors lost Spain and was put out of Spain along with the Jews. They got put out with the Moors out of Spain. But in America, they enslaved all what you would call Moors or black people. They couldn't tell the difference, right? So I want you to look at this Yokut woman, right? And then look at this woman that came over here from Africa. And then put yourself in the colonizer's perspective, the European perspective. He couldn't tell. That's why a lot of slaves would run away and join on to the Native American tribes. All they had to do was just change their dress, and the colonizer couldn't tell the difference of who was native and who just got over here from Africa. So he just said, you know what, we're just going to slave everybody. And I think that was a grave injustice. You know. Okay, so let me read something to you guys, right? It says the Yokut Indians were enslaved by settlers, particularly during the 1850s and 1860s in California following the gold rush. The California legislature even passed laws legalizing Indian slavery. This forced labor was a devastating consequence of the influx of settlers who sought to exploit Native American labor and land. The gold rush and its impact, the discovery of gold in California in the 1840s, led to a massive influx of settlers, many of whom formed militias to kill and displace Native Americans. Settlers often enslaved or killed Native Americans, and the federal government, which had acquired California, failed to provide protection. The California Act for the Government and Protection of Indians, this act passed in 1850, legalized the enslavement of Native Americans and allowed settlers to capture and force them into labor. Right? Now, this is the Los Angeles slave market. A market emerged in downtown Los Angeles where Native Americans were auctioned off to work off debt. Native Americans were often paid in liquor rather than cash and were subject to abusive and often deadly working conditions. These practices had a devastating impact on the Yokut population, leading to a significant decrease in the number and the disruption of their lives and kinship networks. Look, and the spirit of the Yokut people, I just want to say, we can't forget things that took place. And, we have to really understand, who we are, so we don't get in that debate. And when we start saying, well, I'm from Jamaica, I'm from Colombia, I'm from Cuba, I'm from America, I'm from Africa, I'm from Brazil, they can't tell the difference. And you can see that an example in what we're doing right here, dealing with the Yokut Tribe. They couldn't tell the difference, so they enslaved everybody. While we arguing over labels, they were making money off everybody who said they claimed their nationality is this. They still enslaved your ancestors and made money off of them while they still was trying to divide themselves from one another. We got to stop it. But in the spirit of the Yokut people, we are moving forward. I hope you all enjoyed this story, but don't let these people be forgotten. Pick Radio, we out. Look, I had a good time on the ground where the Yokut Indians stood, right? Being in that area and being amongst those mountains, it was almost like a spiritual experience. But we'll bring you all more. Appreciate everybody that participated, and accountability, the gas man, the actors, the actresses, the people who did the score, the people that's on the soundtrack. We got more for you. Even the dynamite distribution, all the way down to the distribution service, man. We appreciate y'all. Thanks a lot.